task, combating rampant heresies, particularly regarding the Blessed Sacrament, revitalizing many of the faithful who had grown indifferent and dissolute, and effecting peace and reconciliation among enemies. Even with the aid of other men who joined his order, he realized nothing could be effectively done without God's power. Finding this help, especially in devotion to the Blessed Sacrament, he and his Norbertines praised God for success in converting heretics, reconciling numerous enemies, and rebuilding faith in indifferent believers. Many of them lived in central houses during the week and served in parishes on weekends. Reluctantly, Norbert became Archbishop of Magdeburg in central Germany, a territory half pagan and half Christian, and in this position he zealously and courageously continued his work for the Church until his death on June the 6th of 1134. We've heard it before, but another TSA warning has just gone out for travelers and electronic device charging. Passengers waiting for their flights can often be seen plugging into the free USB power ports that litter airports around the globe these days. But while they might seem like a lifesaver for those on low battery, the Transportation Security Administration is again warning against the common activity for a surprising reason, writes the New York Post. When you're at an airport, do not plug your phone directly into a USB port, the TSA warned in a PSA on Facebook. According to officials, hackers can install malware at USB ports in a trend known as juice or port jacking. Cyber criminals can then ransom your device or steal your passwords. The same goes for using free public Wi-Fi. I'm Janet Huxley for the Crusade Radio Network, seeking news and finding truth.
You may not believe it, but Bram Stoker's Dracula may be a work of nonfiction. Hear it and other amazing tales on Turley's Believe It or Else, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Central on the Crusade Radio Network, our app, and always on crusadechannel.com.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
The Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops?
Yes.
Water? Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look, the plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
Oh, well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world?
Yeah.
So let's go back.
Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why did they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
And the world hangs on the news. Will Elon and Trump kiss and make up? Will there be a new Tesla sale on the White House lawn? Dun, 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 dun. Stay tuned to this station for details. Somebody said Trump was going to... Look, somebody said Trump was going to order that the Teslas that he bought be brought to the front gate facing the street with for sale signs on them. Or that he was just going to give them away. Oh, my, to watch Trumpzilla duke it out with Ilana Kong. Fascinating, folks. Mike Church here with you on a free phone Friday, asking the question of the day.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, and remember, Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
It's free phone. It's free phone.
Yes, it is. It's a free phone Friday. Your chance to tell us what it is we shall talk about here on the program. Telephone number anywhere in North America. 844-527-8723. Folks, I have some, it's not really breaking news. It's not really breaking news, but it is new. White House is now saying that Musk is saying he wants to talk to Trump. I know why. I know why. All that we know, ladies and gentlemen, is not all that we know. Oh, Maggie, could you grab the Scott Jennings clip off my twata for me, for us, please? Dear. Y'all, tip jar is open. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. I need to see some tips coming in because Ms. O'Connell threatened to walk out earlier. She had a rough night, rough week, rough month, rough year. She's like, I just want my weekend to start now. Do I have to go in there?
My bromance is dead.
The bromance is dead. You're going to make me wait another hour, actually 3 hours, to start my weekend. I just want to slide into it. They better be nice to me in the chat room. Well, they can be nice to you by going to CrusadeChannel.com/donate.
Can you say Scott Jennings?
Yes, Scott Jennings, please. Now, where are you seeing that Elon wants to meet with?
They just popped it up on Fox.
Okay, that's where I saw it, too. I thought you may have seen it somewhere else on X.com or wherever. I made a phone call, and I tried to... You know, I've been using the phone a lot more lately. I tell people that we're trying to get into these long text message strings with me. Dude, too many characters. Call me. Ma'am, call me. It's so much easier to go 19... Tonight we're gonna party like it's 1990. Da, da, da. It's so much easier. Anyway, I made a phone call. I will unsuccessful in landing the guest, but I believe that we can get him for next week. And that's our old buddy Bloom, our man in Mordor, Jordan Bloom. Okay, so why is Elon no more Trump bashing today?
Yeah, he's silent.
He is silent. Do you want to know why? You want to know why?
He got put in timeout.
He didn't get put in timeout. You say. Wait a minute. Breaking!
Timeout until he changes his attitude.
A federal judge has just ruled that Trump must take Elon's call. In a stunning 3-panel judge decision, unanimous decision. I don't see any donations. Okay, so my friend J. Arthur Bloom, you know him as Jordan Bloom, former Opinion page editor of the American Conservative, former opinion page editor of the Daily Caller, former Mike Church Show contributor. Jay Arthur has this piece on his Arthuriana, and I asked him to come on, and he said, I can't. I'm a lawyer now, Mike. And he said, I'm actually in court, but I come on one day next week. I said, okay, cool. Elon and Trump had better make up soon, or it won't be pretty. Musk isn't in a strong position. Okay, so what's up with this? You'll be surprised. By the way, the mayor of Boston, Massachusetts, should be deported. She is I believe that her immigration status is pretty much the same as Elon Omar's, which means we can revoke it. Trump should revoke it. He should revoke Elon Omar's and send her back to Somalia. And there is a historical precedent for this. Michelle Wee should be arrested and she should be deported. There is simply no place. We have to have freedom. No, we don't. People are going to die. I talked about this earlier on the morning show. My friend Steve Scalise was almost killed by a lunatic who was inspired by left-wing hate speech like Michelle Wee running around calling ICE agents Azov Nazis. Like Hakeem Jeffries saying, this is America. This isn't Soviet Russia. This is America. And every ICE agent, you heard me, we played the clip last week. I'm not going to play it again. We'll touch on that in a moment. While Americans were getting ready to liberate Europe 81 years ago, tomorrow, so he wrote this last night, Elon Musk's Canadian-born family was supporting Adolf Hitler. Something to keep in mind today about today's fallout between Musk and Trump. Something interesting that Magdalene Rose, our political affairs contributor, said earlier today on the Mike Church Show, which you can get at crusadechannel.com. She said that Elon went into politics thinking he could control it and manipulate it and make it heal, basically, like he did the car business, like he did pay service at PayPal, and like he's now doing with SpaceX. But you got to remember, things like this are binary, and this is what Jay Arthur writes about. These tech bros, they think in terms of ones and zeros, yes and no. That's not how politics works. Okay. A lot of conservatives don't seem to understand that Musk was not in a strong position when he came to the Trump camp. He had little choice. All the preliminary work that would have taken him down in a Harris presidency has already been done. He has not yet gotten the general pardon he probably needs, and this fallout has already cost him tens of billions of dollars. The Twitter purchase was done with a ton of seedy cash, much of it foreign, some of it criminal. The macro of Tesla makes no sense, and it's propped up by the Mormons, who are falling apart everywhere. He doesn't have as many moves as he thinks he does. By the way, the Mormons are falling apart everywhere. The Mormons are involved. Seems like every time Maggie turns on one of these investigation discovery stories, and it's about some lunatic kidnapping kids or kidnapping neighbors' kids and having sex with them, or kidnapping or locking their own up and abusing them, it's Mormons. While Musk was having his little poop fit today, now listen, I think I hit it earlier today, and I think I hit the major point and the hang up, which probably started all this with Trump. which was Elon still hanging around, posing for pictures, getting golden keys to the White House, being called out at meetings, standing behind a Resolute desk, getting followed by hundreds of millions of people around the world, et cetera, and Trump buying his cars. Conservatives going like, oh, okay, I'll buy a Tesla. While he was soaking all this up, remember, he promised $2 trillion. You never should have said it if you couldn't do it. And how could you know? Now you think, like, oh, he's Elon. He's the smartest man. He did that SpaceX. He didn't do SpaceX. Paul Allen did SpaceX. And they got engineers there. This is all starting to make a little bit more sense now. Well, Musk was having his poop fit today after promising $2 trillion in cuts and delivering $150 billion. The new German chancellor was meeting with Trump. It was yesterday he wrote this, obviously. The Germans are not going to take kindly to Musk's support for the AfD, which has now lost. This is the other party, political party in Germany, and Jordan's right, they did lose. So I didn't know that Elon had backed the loser. The main question is whether they are able to make up. If they don't, there's a good chance a lot of other Silicon Valley players are going to go down with Musk. Steve Bannon has already called for an investigation that could lead to his deportation over likely immigration fraud. Now, I want to know how Bannon knows this. Because he said it yesterday. He was like, no, he ought to be deported. He's here illegally. I'm like, we did a show back in the fall, didn't we, on how he became naturalized? Because I'm almost certain. If somebody asked that question, it was probably Shafa 13. Whenever you have something to fill in here on the Mike Church Show, if you can't answer it, and if it lends itself to any sort of an untoward answer or situation, the temporary password is Shafa 13. Oh, poor Schaefer. Well, Kaiser already said earlier today that if he's going to blow things up in the chat room, what did he say? He always has, he says Schaefer in mind.
He says, I don't
always intend to offend, but if I do, it's likely aimed at Schaefer. What kind of...
So Elon Musk came here on an exchange visitor visa, and he became a citizen through naturalization in 2002.
Okay.
According to Newsweek.
So I know, I remember reading the story now. Somewhere along the way, somebody did an investigation into this at some point and said, almost like Kamala Harris working at the McDonald's, where's the application? Apparently, nobody can find the application. Apparently, this is all him saying that he came in 97 and that he applied for naturalization and that he was granted it. And that I guess that's the long and short of it. But remember, we did do a story where somebody was going like, "Where's the original paper?" Somebody asked him, "Where's his original visa?" Now, so he would have been coming from South Africa, right? Okay. Strike two. Musk tweeted the reason the Trump administration was slow-walking disclosures of files related to Epstein is that he was in them. This is already getting the stink on his fellow PayPal co-founder, Peter Thiel. Now, if you don't know, Peter Thiel is the PayPal guy. He's also, Thiel also has that imprint with J.D. Vance. So if there is a connection there, does it spread to Vance? I don't know. In any event, I'm just looking for the story at the New York Times. I guess we'll look for it in a minute. About Peter Thiel and Epstein. Musk tweeted the reason the Trump administration was slow-walking disclosure of files related to Epstein is that he was in them. Well, of course he's in them, as we explained earlier. As a matter of fact, we didn't play Liz Crokin earlier. We could play Liz Crokin. This is already getting the stink on his fellow PayPal co-founder, Peter Thiel, who was the subject of a New York Times story this week about Epstein's investment in one of Thiel's firms. Palantir stock price has been cratering as well. It's meant to be one of the only pro-Israel champions in the national security state, which is otherwise fairly fed up with them and happy to seek more opportunities with Europe, where people know how to do honest business. But if the Israeli government collapses next week, as it looks like it might, a true casualty count in Gaza could be close behind, and Palantir will be done. So, is there more to the story, and does Steve Bannon, among others, know something about Elon that... Does Trump know this? You have to ask the question. If he's here illegally and the whole campaign is to deport all the illegals. Caroline Levitt was asked about this the other day. Well, what about the people out there picking our asparagus?
And again, that goes back to, we talk about how he's got security clearances because he works with NASA and all that. They would have known this, right?
You would think. And that's the other thing. You know, Trump never didn't threaten him with this, but he does have a security clearance for SpaceX because he had to have one. So how did you get the security clearance if you couldn't prove naturalization? There's just stupid questions here, I think. And I think maybe that you would imagine someone of Elon's stature probably has a battery or an army of lawyers that work on these sorts of things on a regular that are kept on retainer. You would also imagine that one of them, or several of them, may have made the call and told Elon, dude, what are you doing? Shut the hell up. Are you trying to tank the whole enterprise? Do you want Trump to actually go after you? Here is the New York Times story that Jordan was talking about. Jeffrey Epstein invested with Peter Thiel, and his real estate is reaping millions. Epstein, the late financier and sex offender, started by putting $40 million into Valar Ventures, a firm backed by Thiel. Today, that investment is worth about $170 million. This is June 4th, 2025, so it's just 2 days ago. Here's the story. In 2015 or 2016, Epstein put $40 million into two funds managed by Valar Ventures, a New York firm that was co-founded by Peter Thiel. Today, that investment is worth nearly $170 million, according to a confidential financial analysis of the late Mr. Epstein's estate reviewed by the New York Times. And a statement provided by a Valor spokesman. The investment in Valor, which specializes in providing startup capital to financial service tech companies, is the largest asset still held by Epstein's estate. Some 6 years after he died by suicide in federal custody, blah, 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 blah. There's a good chance much of the windfall will not go to any of the roughly 200 victims whom the disgraced financier abused when they were teenagers or young women. Those victims have already received monetary... The money is more likely to be distributed to one of Epstein's former girlfriends and two of his long-term advisors, who have been named as the beneficiaries of the state. How would you like to be named a beneficiary of Jeffrey Epstein's estate? I think I'd change my name and move to Morocco. I think I would leave the country. Who? What? No, that's not me. No, you're 140 minutes. Oh, keep it. No, I'm good. Hey, is that a Southwest Airlines flight? That outcome doesn't sit well with one of the lawyers who fought for years to help the women receive a restitution. David Boyes, who represented several of Epstein's victims, said federal authorities seemed to lose interest after Epstein's death and the successful conviction of Ghislaine Maxwell, his former companion, on sex trafficking charges. So all of this now is starting to, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. It also makes sense that, has Elon tweeted anything today?
Yeah, but it was about SpaceX.
Okay, so he is back to now just company business and is staying out of the fray. I think that that's probably the smart play. And if you think about, now, are we in a position where we can tell SpaceX to go pound sand? No. But I don't know that Trump would do this, but Bannon suggested it, and so have others. If you think that he's a flight risk or that he's going to not honor his contracts, seize the company.
Now in our 9th year, Crusade Channel News is simply the best daily newscast on all of radio that informs and inspires the Crusader Nation. Catch it at 6, 8, 11, and 1 p.m. on the Crusade Radio Network, our app, and always on crusadechannel.com.
This is a pixel. I'm Groot. If you put a couple of million of these guys together, you can make a sentence on an LED screen. Put a couple of billion of them together, and you can make a whole page. Put 360 billion, and you've got Joseph Pierce's A History of True England. But it doesn't smell like a history of true England, and it burns teeny little holes in your cornea. So, is the pixel really your friend? I'm Groot. No, Groot, but the Founders Trading Post is your friend. And we have actual books with actual smelly pages. Plus, our little bookstore has everything you'd expect. I'm Groot. Yep, we got Sacred Heart flags, Groot. But no to the One Tree Hill sappy guitar music.
Pick up a copy of Joseph Pierce's True History of England, plus a dozen other Joseph Pierce titles at shop.mychurch.com.
Hello, Crusaders. I'm Janet Huxley at the Crusade Radio Network News Desk with your Crusade Crucials for Friday, June the 6th, 2025. This report is brought to you by Mike Church's Beast and Butt Rub, a rub that's won championships and will help make you a champ in your kitchen or backyard. Check out Mike's recipes and pick up a bottle or 6 today at shop.mikechurch.com. In the market report, the Dow fell at last close 0.25%, while the S&P was down 0.53%. NASDAQ fell 0.83%. Today is D-Day, honoring those who fought on the beaches of Normandy, France. This historical day is a reminder of the day troops of Allied forces staged one of the most pivotal attacks against Germany during World War II. Over 4 million U.S. men and women served during the war, with 3 million of those serving overseas. You were encouraged to celebrate the day by eating your favorite donut. It's National Eyewear Day and Higher Education Day, Drive-In Movie Day and Gardening Exercise Day. It's National Yo-Yo Day and Applesauce Cake Day. And our quote of the day: "It is better to say one Our Father fervently and devoutly than 1,000 with no devotion and full of distraction." Saint Edmund. And our saint of the day is Saint Norbert. You're listening to Crusade Radio Network News.
For 9 years now, Brother Andre Marie has been your source for best in Catholic philosophy, history, and saints. Catch new episodes of Reconquest Wednesdays at 8 Central on the Crusade Radio Network, our app, and always on crusadechannel.com.
I wouldn't.
You're grown, so grown. Now I must say more than ever.
Da, 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 da. How you doing?
We can sing just
fastest hour in all of broadcast media. The Mike Church Show's on the Crusade Radio Network and on our terrestrial flagship radio station, 990 AM WGSO in New Orleans. A reminder, I'll be speaking tomorrow morning at St. Patrick's Church on Camp Street, New Orleans at 8 a.m. or after 8 a.m. Mass. Topic is how MAGA America needs Catholic Louisiana. It is a free phone Friday. Call in line telephone number 844-527-8723, 8445-CRUSADE. I don't think that you have the same emotional pull with the audience that you had, Maggie. Because usually when I say that you're threatening to walk out,
Because they know I'm not going to.
you know what? Then you're just going to have to quit one day. And I'm going to have to say, well, I guess I'm talking to the Three Stooges cutout. Because I couldn't squirrel $5 out of one of these guys at crusadechannel.com/donate. They think you're bluffing.
You would have nobody to run the board. There would be no video. There would be no links. There would be no transcript. It would be complete and total mayhem.
It would be complete. It would be beautiful silence.
They get dead air.
They get beautiful silence. I love the silence. It's it's a portion of the program brought to you by the Founders Trading Post Store, your place to shop for great Father's Day gifts. We got them all. We've got your Mancipia Maria cigars. I almost said El Rey Dude Corona. Mancipia Maria cigars. We have your Beast and Butt Rub, your Acadiana steak seasoning. Ooh, you got to have a steak for Father's Day, guys. And your Chicken Mamu, all three great rubs and seasonings. We have your handmade Holy Rosaries for Dad. We have great books in the Founders Trading Post for Dad. Your Capuchin Holy Roast coffee made right here, New Orleans, in Abita Springs by the Abita Roasting Company, specifically and exclusively for the Mike Church Show here. Shop with us today, shop.mikechurch.com. Shipping is free on orders over $50 or more. Shop.mikechurch.com. Thank you very much in advance. Play the thing. What is this kerfluffle that started in the chat room at crusadechannel.com/chat? Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Say, Jacqueline just bailed you out. All right, we need, now look, we need three more. A bottle of Jägermeister is $19.95. So if you're gonna make a donation, don't quit at 5. You got to go to 20. So crusadechannel.com/donate. But then she needs a Red Bull.
Oh, now you're just making it crazy.
What? Am I trying to get this done here? Or play the Liz Crokin. Well, you know what? Liz Crokin is wrong. This was not a stunt. She thinks that this Musk versus Trump thing is a stunt. By the way, there's a lot of memes out there in social media today of Barron Trump, a young Barron Trump, at the inauguration, sitting next to Elon, and everyone is having a good time. But, dude, you can... Whoa, there you go. Tracy Stoller for the win. Now look. Say thank you, Tracy. So now look, you can get a bottle of Prosecco, you can get a bottle of Jaeger, and a 12-pack of Red Bull. This is going to be a great weekend for you. A lot of people are putting the meme up or the little clip up of the inauguration with Elon sitting next to Barron. And his dad, President Trump, is up there accepting after he's been sworn in, right? He's giving his inauguration speech, and then the camera goes and it shows Elon going, yeah, looking at that video camera, going, yeah, this is awesome. And young Barron Trump is sitting right next to him, rolling his eyes and going like, Is he rolling his eye like this is so stupid? Or this guy is a pain? This guy is annoying?
Or he's tripping?
Or this guy is tripping?
On mushrooms?
So Maggie was telling me earlier, I didn't know this. Now, where do you hear that he daily does shrooms?
He talks about it.
Does he?
He's talked about it in interviews before.
So he's on psilocybin.
Yeah, he's talked about it on interviews. He even talked about it on the Joe Rogan show while they were smoking a joint.
No, I remember that he lit up with Rogan. Okay. So here's the one that okay, so play. You see, most of these are dated now because there's not going to be a conversation. It's not a setup. It's real. Trump is really mad at him. Okay, so, all right, well, let's switch gears. Let's talk about illegal aliens, shall we? And how stupid, how offensive, how obnoxious the Democrat Party has become. You know, we haven't played a parody song for the audience in forever. I think we should do it. Let's do an update. It's a work like a Mexican update.
All the old black dudes don't pick beans or dig the ditches.
My church show band.
They don't wanna work. Cha-cha-cha. Like Mexicans for their room and board. All the businessmen got a smile. They got more money in the bank. There's no overtime. Cha-cha-cha. No clocks to punch and they take no breaks. Aliens at the roadwork side say, hey, gringos, they work so cheapo.
Is this a new song, Clark?
Work like a Mexican. The young Mexicans don't have cards of green, and so they are sneaking in. They sweep the floors for hey-yo. They work for less than Americans. All the unions so sick of work. They take the nap and 8-hour days. When the whistle blows, cha-cha-cha, they lose their job to Senor Jose. Benefits and the union pay say, hey, gringos, they work so cheapo. Work like a Mexican.
This is a Border Patrol stop, sir. I need your license, registration, and green card.
I am not the Mexican that you are looking for.
You are not the Mexican that I'm looking for.
Get in your car and move along.
Get in your car and move along.
I love the Taco Bell. I drink Budweiser, then they send me to Mexico hell.
Sneak your feet up the street, send some cash to Mexico, then you sneak on back. Put dingle balls away, up on the roof of your Cadillac. If you wanna find all your jobs, they're hanging out in the sweaty shops. If you want them back away, then you should go hire more border cops. While the Japanese stole your making, still we took your labor gigs. And the Congress knows Mexico, they'll never stop our illegal shit. All the skips with the lowriders say, hey, gringos, they work so cheapo. Work like a Mexican. Work like a Mexican.
Welcome to the Home Depot parking lot. Well, apparently leftards don't even want Mexicans to have to work anymore. Just swim across the Rio Grande, sneak across the Canadian border, get on a Biden treasonaire flight, and land somewhere in America, and like you're on a sick, twisted version of Monopoly, don't go to work. Not that I want them to go to work. Don't do anything productive. Proceed immediately. Do not pass go. Proceed immediately to a welfare center and apply for your benefits. You know, Scott Jennings is just sitting there watching these guys just implode in real time in front of real audiences and just going like, okay, hey, man, this is where you want to be when Jesus comes back. You go right on ahead and say that. This is where you want to be when Jesus comes back. This is beyond. You know, I'm to the point now, and 34 years in, I am to the point now where I get tired of even saying that this is not a agreement about politics. This is not political. We're not negotiating a settlement with these Democrats. We are not working policy out with them. This is not political. At the end of the day, this has now become existential. You have an entire large percentage, not a majority, but it's a percentage of the population of the United States that thinks that we all be better off if all of us that actually live here and are citizens would leave. We're a nation of immigrants, and we must be. No, we aren't, and no, we mustn't, because a nation of immigrants is not a nation to make. By definition, you kind of have to have something to act all nationally and stuff about. You know what I think is really going on here? I think that the crossroads deals are all coming due, and these lunatics don't have the power any longer to pay up. All they can now do is, yes, Massa Beelzebub. Yes, you want me to go on TV and say, well, Massa? Yes, Massa Demon. Yes, Massa Demon. I say that. I can go on TV and say, yes, Massa. And I'm not trying to be crude or to mock the language that they used in the TV series Roots. This doesn't make any sense to me. Play the Scott Jennings clip. These people are nuts.
Everyone deserves health care.
Even illegals?
Every single person in the world deserves
Just for the record,
healthcare.
as a candidate, you're for illegal aliens getting Medicaid.
I think everyone in the world deserves
That's a yes.
healthcare.
That's a yes.
That's
a Democratic position.
It is a yes, but
yeah.
It's a Democratic position. Illegal aliens should get Medicaid.
But I mean, I mean,
How is this controversial?
but
how is it controversial?
How is it controversial to think I don't want someone to die in the hospital because they can't afford
Who
it?
do you think pays for health care when undocumented people show up at a hospital?
You're going to stop the tape for just a second. These are not undocumented people. They have documents. They just don't use them. These are, it's the last thing I do. Lord, please help me. Criminal, alien, illegal trespassers. They are trespassing. They don't belong here. We don't go seeking anything from their country. Stay the blank where you belong. These are undocumented. They're not this is what you do here. Go ahead and roll the rest of the tape, because I will ramble on this for 20 minutes.
Who pays for that?
We all pay for it.
Exactly.
Including undocumented
we all pay
people,
for
because
it.
they actually contribute.
That's the point. That's the point.
We do realize that undocumented
Who pays for the welfare system in this country generally? Taxpayers.
Are you for it or not? Can I start my logic train?
Are you for it or not?
My logic train starts with the fact that I don't want to kick 11 million people off.
Do you want the illegal aliens on or not?
Do I want first of all, do I want undocumented citizens to have health care? Yes. The answer is yes.
Scott, if someone is
More
undocumented,
Democrats.
do you want them to not get insulin if they're diabetic?
Tape. Undocumented. Do you notice the progression here? Now they're undocumented citizens. I don't want to live in a country with that guy. That's not a political difference that we work to a resolution over. This is a B. You live here and I live here. The further away they get from power, the crazier they get. Roll, we're here. Wait, you haven't heard the best part. We're here. Just keep listening or watching. You'll hear it.
I want
or the worst
Medicaid to exist first and foremost for American citizens who need it. That is what
about second? How about this? When the people that are picking your peaches. Yeah, I'm passionate about Americans.
Passionate for the illegals.
Bakari,
no, I'm passionate for Americans.
How dare you want people to be alive?
He keeps looking at the camera going,
passionate for the illegals. Bring more.
No, I actually want safe and secure borders.
You need more. To make your vision of America work, we need more illegals who get more benefits. That's your version of America.
No, what I want from America is a place that was promised to us, Scott.
To the illegals?
Like you do. No, it was promised to us.
Who?
It was promised to us.
When?
Us, me and you, black and white, brown. Scott, do you think that your family was born here? You weren't born here, Scott.
I was born in
First of all, where does your family come from? My family wasn't born here. My family was actually from Sierra Leone.
You're making a passionate argument for a country built on unfettered illegal immigration, and that is not anywhere near a politically popular position.
Our country is built on immigration, period.
What kind?
Period.
What kind?
Okay. Oh, and first of all, before we go to commercial, what kind? What kind of immigration was I brought here?
So our country, stop the tape.
Slavery.
Our country was built on the backs of other countries' citizens. I have to stop everyone because I just look over at the number counter to see how many people are watching right now and how many people are listening. Does everyone understand this? The illogic here. He said I'm going to get my logic trained. There's nothing logical in what you said. So you want your country to be built, your countries usually have customs, laws, traditions, mottos, flags, all sorts of things, flowers that you know, all sorts of cultural things that make you a country. Somebody go to Europe and go wander into the country of Liechtenstein, just giving you an example, and come back and do a book report and tell all of us what makes Liechtenstein. You want me to answer it? Here, I'm going to save you the trip across the ocean. Liechtensteinians. Or Steinens, however they say it. That's what makes Liechtenstein. You know what makes America, the United States? Americans. These clowns, this country must be built on the backs of immigrants. So then, well, I have a question. Why can't they go somewhere else and build a country then? Why they got to come here? Here, I have a suggestion. Why can't they go to Mexico and make Mexico great? If all that it takes to build a country is people from another country to leave that country geographically and relocate to another geographic source, if that's all it takes, does it really matter where it is then? Here, I have a suggestion. Greenland's open. Wait, you have to hear the slavery argument. Back it up 10 seconds, please. I was talking over you. You got to hear this guy's argument. I'll let him make it.
Immigration was I brought here?
You're already in the hole. You sure you don't want to stop digging?
No, because it was slavery. That's not immigration.
Come on.
Well, okay.
Come on, what?
All right, there's a lot to be said. Hold on.
No, but you can't say come on when somebody's like, my family was brought here in chains. The answer's not come on.
We're going to...
Your family was brought... So then then when you lose the logic argument, now, okay, wait a minute, I got my deck of cards here. Boom, trump card. No pun intended. And I can't believe that they played me the race card on me. And they said that Hillary was hanging out with a senator from Punjab. You remember when Obama race carded Bill? Does everybody remember this? During the campaign of 2008, and Obama race carded Bill Clinton. He played it on him. And he played it well. It pissed the Clintons off. A country is built by people that aren't from it. I mean, this is it's so preposterous and ridiculous. You just have to go, dude, what is your IQ? I don't care where you came from. What is your IQ? 90? So, my suggestion is, if all you need is a geographic area, I say we get President Trump to just call it Migrantistan. How about that? Migrantistan. Find an area in the Mojave freaking desert and call it Migrantistan, and just, I'm going to give you a big, beautiful country, geography. If all you need is geography, just want to leave where you are and come to our little neck of the woods, here, it's yours. It's called Migrantistan, okay? There's no water there, but I hear that if you dig, and since you say you're so good at work, If you dig a couple 1,000 feet down, you'll hit water. You might go all the way to China, too, but I think before you get to China, what do you think? You think before they get to China, they'll hit... I think you'll hit water. I thought I'd heard something, things that were so incredibly stupid that they could never possibly be topped. But somehow these people find a way to continue topping him. Now look, I didn't even know who Scott Jennings was 6 months ago, maybe 9 months ago. He's a celebrity now, and all he has to do is just sit there and go like, I'm a rational person. Okay, gosh darn it, I'm good enough. I'm a rational person. I know what reason and truth is, and gosh darn it, I'm good enough. All he has to do is just sit there and go, okay, I'm gonna let you talk. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, of course I don't agree with it, but let's just kind of go over we're not gonna go over what I said, it's true. I want to know how the rest of the world exists in the internet age and doesn't have identification. Here, I have a question. How does Mexico know what its population is? Because apparently no one that lives there has an ID. So how do they know what the population is? What do they do drone flyovers and take spy satellite photographs and then extrapolate the results? And of course I'm being facetious. Of course they know how many people live there, and of course they have IDs. They just choose not to use them. This was interesting. I saw this from 1/4 of public school enrollment could be anchor babies. You want to solve some of these budgeting problems, start kicking the anchor babies out. Few simple calculations indicate that as much as 1/4 of all U.S. government school enrollment could be anchor babies, meaning children with at least one parent illegally present in the United States. This alone amounts to at least, how much is that now? $145.6 billion a year. That goes a long way towards that big, beautiful bill payoff. Here's the math. In April, the Kaiser Family Foundation estimated that 17% of school-aged children, or 9 million kids in the United States, are children of at least one illegal alien. You know, the average American was content with some illegal immigration, working in our hotels, doing the gardening, shingle roofs. And then the Democrats had to go like, we want them to take over. We want you to be the minority, you stupid citizens. These people are so much better than you. Imagine that. And they think that this is some sort of a political, oh, golly. Folks, it's been a great week. Thanks for being with us. Shop in the store. Father's Day is coming up. Go to shop.mikechurch.com. Become a Founders Pass member. It's easy to do. crusadechannel.com/join. Use the coupon code GOLD on a yearly and take 82% off. Have a safe and blessed remainder of the weekend. I will see you Monday. God bless you and merry keep you.